Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
Back and better than ever. Breezy.
The best show for Chicago sports.
I miss Greeny's show.
It's hilarious.
I miss Greeny's show. It was all right. It wasn't phenomenal. But it was just the start of the show. That's really all I missed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, man. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show and Love. As always, man, a lot to get into on today's show. Want to talk about our biggest takeaways from the NFL Draft Combine. The Bears I'm not going to say they never lie, but they did a lot of truth telling this weekend. So we got to dive into some of the things that we did here. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about trade value? Apparently Tremaine Edmunds has a good amount of it. Who thought? Who would have thought? Is there hope?
Let's go.
Is there a possibility here that we might be getting a little draft capital for Tremaine Edmunds? All that and more on today's episode of The Morning Breeze. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Appreciate y'all for showing love as always. Feels weird to be actually locking in for a Morning Breeze. And we essentially didn't do one the entire week because of the combine schedule and all of that.
Yeah, you been gone.
Yeah, listen, a lot of late nights. I tell you what, I am cleansing this week.
Oh,
there's a lot.
Had a bunch of things down there in Indianapolis.
Yeah, the one thing about the draft, then you'll experience this next year when we go. A lot of drinks, a lot of steaks. A lot of late nights past 30 that hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, man.
Oh, man.
Because it's not like down at it's not like you're down at 4 a.m. and then you're like, oh, yeah, sleep till 2. No, you got to be up at like 10 o'clock. Like, but it was a good time, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show and Love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. JC, how you feeling, my boy?
Oh, feeling good on a Monday, man. Just got done with the whole draft process, the combine process, I should say. As you all know, Pat was down there for almost all of the days. Didn't care about the running backs in the offensive line.
Didn't care. And you want to know what? The running backs might have been the weakest group among any of them.
That actually might be true.
Being honest,
that is true.
The running backs probably were the weakest group of all of the groups that were out there. By the way, still a good group. Still a good group, but I'd pay them $1 million.
No, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I did see in one video you had of the guy that was like, hey, I'm a block for my $100 million quarterback, and I'm getting paid $2 million.
Genius.
I'm like, thanks a lot, guy.
Genius.
Thanks a lot.
No, he understands the game. He understands the business. This guy knows ball. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear it. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Brandon Green in here said, when are y'all going to start mocks? I'll tell you what, Brandon Green. Now that we've got a little bit more of the information, we're going to mock your socks off. Shout out to Bears Junkie. Shout out King Booker World in the building, man.
Shout out everybody.
Tying in this mug with the yurt. You can always tell a true fan when they drop a little yurt. Brandon Green with the yurt as well. Willie Lampkin in the building. Good morning, fam. Tyson Bajan for a 4th round. Wait for it. Tremaine and DJ and Jervon plus a 25 for Jeffrey Simmons. Done. Yeah, sure. Whatever you need.
Me? I'll take it.
I'll take a Jeffrey Simmons right now. You can never go wrong with a Jeffrey Simmons, especially if we're planning on getting rid of all 3. But I do think that's let's jump into some of this Bears talk, because when I talk about the takeaways that I had being at the combine, here's the truth of the matter. And this happens when you're a winning football team. So I would rather be here. When you win, Your off seasons aren't sexy. It is very difficult to win off-season championships when you're a good football team during the season. And so I left this combine with the feeling, and when you talk to people that are up there, because there's always this, right? Bears fans have this natural, all right, when's the balloon going to pop? All right, when you gonna get us? When's he gonna take off the mask like it's Scooby-Doo and it's Matt again today? It was like, it was me the entire time. You can't stop. We're waiting on that, right? Like I can feel that tension among Bears Nation. Bears Nation, everyone believes you're good. When you talk to people about Ben Johnson, they think he's a god.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk to people about the job that Ryan Poles has done, they are praising it to the high heaven. Because it is a lot of rough drafts in there. We're sitting there, we're remembering every little detail, but the bottom line is you got good play out of Kyler Gordon last year when he was healthy. You got good play out of Roma Dunze. You got good play out of Caleb Williams. You got good play out of your entire offensive line. You got good play out of your rookie left tackle. You got good play out of your rookie running back. You got good play out of Jaquan Brisker, who you drafted. Like, you're doing it how the big boys do it. Be proud, Chicago, right? And so the number one takeaway is no one believes that this balloon is going to pop. But for me, again, going back to that means your off seasons aren't sexy. That means you're not trying to trade up in the draft high. Right? Maybe you could, we're 25, maybe you go from 25 to 20. There's a possibility there, but don't expect massive moves. The number one thing for me that Ryan Poles talked about ad nauseum at the draft, and I do think this goes into, a couple of different topics here, but we've talked so much about Max Crosby. We've talked so much about Trey Hendrickson. We've talked so much about, if we're pie in the sky situation, Myles Garrett. If we're taking Ryan Poles at what he said over the weekend, none of it's happening. Now, it would be fun. It would be great. It would be a swing. You win another offseason. But I would love to win this offseason going out and finding a couple of Max Crosbys or Myles Garretts. Now, I don't know if there's a Myles Garrett in here. I don't even know if there's a Myles Garrett comp in here. But a couple of Max Crosbys, a couple of Trey Hendricksons via the draft. And it seems like that is the path that the Bears are going to be going to fix this Dennis Allen defense. I literally left the draft going, all right, defensive end, defensive tackle, or defensive end. That's kind of it. Those are the only options for you. It's not going to be sexy, but I do think that you've got some really good names. JC will be breaking them down throughout the weeks at noon, just about every week. So stay tapped in with us. But JC, does it upset you? Or does it kind of excite you? For me, it's exciting that this team looks at some of the options out there and goes, we'll find that guy however we're going to find him, but we're not going to break our backs to go out there and get him. We're not trading multiple firsts to go out there and get a Max Crosby or destroying our cap space to go out there and bring in a questionable Trey Hendrickson.
No, there will not be any back breaking this offseason.
Whoa!
Keep your flags in your pockets. No, I do think that I'm excited too. I think if we're talking about not going down the path of just trying to not necessarily put a Band-Aid over the issue of defensive line, but kind of that quick fix type of approach that essentially has not worked in the league forever. You went down that path of showing us that throughout history, trying to get the best guy and putting all of your chips in and going all in on the free agent superstar or whoever you bring in here, like even when we had with Khalil Mack, it doesn't necessarily work. It's nice, it looks fun, it's exciting. So obviously, if we were to get a Max Crosby or by the gods, a Myles Garrett, does that move the needle enough to get us to the promised land, to the top, to the Super Bowl, to the championship? Maybe with Myles Garrett, but there's so many hurdles to get over when you do that. And then again, you're probably letting go of your future investment. You're letting go of your future capital in the draft when you obviously get those type of players in the league already. And so going this route of just building through the draft and just making shrewd decisions and knowing who to pick or pick best player available or getting your version of Max Crosby and the next Trey Hendrickson or the next whoever is smart. As far as business wise and getting these guys under a rookie contract for 3 to 4 plus years. So for me, yes, I think this is exciting in a different way for the Bears now that they're in the realm of not being in the top 10 of the draft and really just having to make good decisions. And to me, I feel like this is building off of last year where Ryan Poles really did an excellent job throughout the entire draft for the most part of picking well. And again, going back to the entire group of him, Dennis Allen, and Ben Johnson, and now the new assistant, Jeff King. Is that his name?
Jeff King, yep. Assistant
Jeff King,
GM, Jeff King,
yes. GM. And so, like, again, I put a lot of trust in those guys, those 4 guys in particular, to get this right. And you have so many good defensive prospects. I mean, you don't have to worry about somebody falling to you. There's a lot of, like you said, a lot of good, bro. So my biggest takeaway, not just from the defensive ends and defensive tackles, my biggest takeaway is just the amount of speed that was on display from all of these different position groups.
Yeah.
Like the safeties, the linebackers, the cornerbacks, the defensive end, even offensive tackles are running faster than they should have. Like the Bears actually want to get better when it comes to the speed on the field. You're going to have that in droves no matter where you pick, even if it's in the 3rd or 4th round. And so if you're looking to replace a Tremaine Edmunds, if you're looking to replace Jaquan Brisker because he's going to be outside of the amount of money you want to spend for him, like you got your next safety in this draft. You got your next linebacker in this draft. There's some names that are going to be there for you, not just in the 1st and the 2nd round, but in the later rounds. And that's the exciting part.
But remember, JC,
what?
You cannot replace a Gary Bertier.
You can't replace Gary. Gary is never replaceable.
You cannot Gary Bertier.
PD!
Hold on to that ball, PD! I say it so often. I say that every Sunday. I think
Sunday,
every single Sunday. I'm pretty sure, like especially when Velus Jones was here, every single Sunday that was said. He's Super Bowl champion, Velus Jones. It pisses me off.
I don't want to talk about that.
My second biggest takeaway, and I think this kind of goes into what we, the conversation we just had about, where Ryan Poles is at and how much talent is in this draft. It's going to be young, but in 2026, 2027 season, Dennis Allen will have his defense. You have a ton of free agents on the defensive side right now, and possibly some guys that you are going to be removing from the equation. We heard over the weekend about the interest in Javon Dexter because of the lack of veteran defensive tackles that are on the list. Would love to keep Dex around here. I made the comparison to him yesterday. Kind of reminds me of an Alex Brown in the way where really, really solid piece. A piece that's key to a great rotation, but you're not expecting 15 sacks out of him. And listen, he's from the interior. I would say AB probably was better at getting pressure than Javon is, but when you look at what Javon brings, I think a really good piece that is a part of a great defensive line rotation. I can see Javon Dexter being that for the Bears, but with as many free agents, and y'all know I've said this a million times at this point, your favorite Chicago Bear will not be your favorite Chicago Bear anymore, because I don't think there's a lot of these free agent guys that are out here that are going to be brought back. I think the Bears are going to go very heavy defensive in this draft, maybe sneak an offensive piece in there. But realistically speaking, we 100% know Tremaine Edmunds will not be a part of this team next season. You're going to be looking to replace linebacker. I don't think that's Ruben Hippolyte. Sorry, like sue me on that one. Like, what a call. But I don't. Maybe it's DeMarco Jackson if you end up wanting to re-sign him and he's a part of that rotation. But you want to get better than what DeMarco Jackson brings. We know TJ Edwards will be here, for the foreseeable future, but will that be past next season? This is going to be Dennis Allen's defense moving forward, and I think that that's very, very key. And to me, it kind of exposes the Bears draft strategy here. This is going to be a lot of And it's why I love this, right? You're looking to get cheaper at as many expensive positions as you can. Thank God Al Harris is still here, because you're probably trying to find that next DB that fits that style of play that DA loves. And with Al Harris in the building, we know that he can identify guys like that. I think the Bears draft plan has been laid out on the table for a while here. But realistically speaking, there's not many different places that we're going to see this team go. Maybe you draft yourself a late round quarterback. We talked about that with the potential of moving on from Bajent. But I think for the most part, prepare yourself, Chicago. There's going to be some big defensive names coming down the line.
Totally agree with you. We got a super chat for you there, Pat.
Oh, hold on. I got 3 screens and not enough.
Oh, you want me to read it? You got it. Okay.
Marcus Delam. Marcus Adelman. Adlam. Shout out to you, Marcus. He said, I wouldn't be mad at trading Edmunds and a late round pick for Thibodeau, draft another edge and DT, and sign Trent if he becomes available. The only thing about Thibodeau for me is you have to assess why he fell out of the rotation. Remember, Kayvon Thibodeau was on the team with Brian Burns and he had a good season. And maybe it was defensive line coach. Maybe something happened there where they said, we would rather not use you and go draft Abdul Carter. I'm not saying it could just be politics. It truly could just be politics.
Could be, yeah.
Could be. I mean, they had multiple defensive line coaches in there. Maybe somebody came in and was like, yeah, you're not really my kind of guy. Those things happen. But Kayvon Thibodeau went from what do you have 2 years ago, an 11.5 sack season?
Yeah, it went down.
And then, he had 3 this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he even got to 5.
Let's see. Kayvon Thibodeau, 3 years ago. So 3 seasons ago, had an 11.5 sack season. Last year had a 5.5 sack season.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, 2 years ago had a 5.5 sack season, and then last year had a 2.5 sack season. So you got to ask yourself, right? Like, do you feel lucky, Punk? Like that's kind of what it is. Like you have to be the one that's gonna fix this guy and get him back to where he was at. Now, if you're getting rid of, he brought up, I think it was Tremaine that he brought up there. Tremaine Edmunds. You're getting rid of Tremaine no matter what. Mm-hmm. It depends on what the pick is, but I wouldn't be eager to give up draft capital to go get Kayvon Thibodeau. By the way, who you have to pay. The Giants picked up his 5th-year option, but you do have to pay him.
Yeah, and I don't know the exact measurables on the Kayvon Thibodeau, but I feel like he's not a Dennis Allen type.
6 foot 258.
I want to say, isn't that the kind of Austin Booker build? You know, no, not 258. Okay, maybe he's a little bigger than that. Okay, because
Austin Booker is also different body types. Austin Booker is literally all legs. Like you ever see Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
You've said this a million times.
Bro, you ever seen Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, bro, it's a dude on there called Wilt. And he's named after Will Chamberlain, yada, yada. But it's literally just a dude that's like 90% legs, and then there's this little bitty body at the top, and he's got like long arms. But that's how Austin Booker is built. Okay. It's straight legs. Yeah, Austin Booker is 6'6", 245. Okay, so 6 foot, essentially. Thibodeau, again, you never know with where it's listed. I would assume he's probably over 260 now. This is usually kind of early in the career weight. Austin Booker is 6'6", 245. That weight is distributed very differently.
Yeah. I mean, that's a possible route. Shout out to Marcus for the chat. But going back to your point about Dennis Allen, I feel like that is going to be one of the biggest takeaways. Is you saw last year, Ben Johnson kind of got a chance to be right front and center with a lot of these picks for the offense, whether it was Colston, whether it was Luther Burden, whether it was Cal Monangai. Like he had his play time in a sense. I think Dennis Allen is going to what is it? Oh, I got you for 3 minutes. I got you for 3 minutes.
Late play time.
Like Dennis Allen is going to be licking his chops because he's going to be front and center, I think, in really being the vocal person to kind of spearhead this draft in which direction they go and what prospects he really likes over the other. I saw in the chat too that a couple of people mentioned some really good names. Caden Proctor, and there was another name that was mentioned. But of course, we mentioned some of the big guys, experienced player like Lee Hunter. We mentioned Caleb Banks and his potential off the charts with some of his athletic scores at the combine. And then, of course, Caden McDonald from Ohio State. Like, that's another big takeaway is I think we want to get a little bit more beefier on the line, especially from the interior.
Steakier, if you will.
Strength. Yeah, a little steakier. Yeah, you need a prime prospect, if you don't mind. Nice medium well prospect.
Prime prospect.
A prime prospect.
A guy that has a good ribeye. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's the 5-star prospect right there. So that's my thing is, like, I think he's going to go big, strong. Like we mentioned, some of these, the strengths of these players, whether it's their anchor, whether it's their pad level, that's a strength, whether it's their speed, their get up. Like, there's a lot of good players in this draft that you can pick from. Again, going into the later rounds, not just the first round, but the second round, there may be some names there. I heard of a TJ Parker, Cassius Howell, like infinite. I love the depth at every position that we need. That's another thing. It's not just the speed, but it's the amount of really good talent that you can get in the second and third rounds that will address Dennis Allen's type of defense.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a real focus on DA side of the ball this offseason. Not to say that it wasn't needed and that wasn't expected, but you know how offseason conversations get. Listen, when Ryan Poles speaks, there hasn't been a lot of like the biggest things that we always could kill him for were the hopeful things, right? We're going to take the North and never give it back, right? We can say that wasn't true because it took him 6 years to take the North, but now he's taking the North. I would always be like, listen, he never said when he was going to take it. Now we'll see if he gives it back. But for the most part, Ryan has been, very forward facing. He's been a very player friendly GM. I would assume if he is going to make a trade for Tremaine Edmunds, he's going to send him somewhere that he can compete, or he's going to release him. I wouldn't look at what Ryan Poles says this offseason and feel like, he's speaking with one side and he's talking out the other, because he's kind of told you the game plan. He said, we don't have the money to go after these guys. Now, again, he's talking right now. When he says we don't have the money to go after these guys, it's very easy to create money. It depends on what guys restructure and stuff like that. Maybe he feels differently after you release Tremaine Edmunds. But I would not expect a flashy offseason. And that's okay, because I like my seasons to be better. I like to win during the season. I'm okay with not being off-season champs this year. We can give the crown to somebody else. It is time for us to move on from being the off-season champs. What would make me feel like an off-season champ? If you went out and you added somebody simple like a Bradley Chubb, if you found a way to get him in here on a low money deal, or a Julian Phillips, if you created Jalen Phillips. Yeah. I went, see, you talk about saying names wrong. I just give you a whole different name. I'm on my Yurko with it. What if he calling Jade Walker? He calls him, hey, what does he call Jedediah Walker?
Jedediah. You're not even trying.
Bro, when I tell you, Yurko can remember every play from a game.
Oh, yeah.
And he will remember them by number. He will not. He will go. What's what's Two's name? Like DJ Moore? No, Moore. I mean, like he will remember you by. He will remember every single part of a play, but it will be by number. He does not care about your name.
That 18 guy. Who's 18 out there? That's hilarious.
Jedediah Walker. Steve says this guy out of Star Wars. Yes.
Jedi Walker. That's hilarious, bro.
Hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. A little conversation around DJ Moore, bringing him up in the joke there. I'll be honest with you. I think this is my third biggest takeaway, my final big takeaway. With what we heard from Ryan Poles about going after the big names. And you know, the fact that they're probably not in it. I would say, and they continued to say this, for the right trade, we will move DJ Moore. For the right, you got to look at everything that's happening, everything with the books. For the right move, we will move DJ Moore. JC, if you're not going after a big name, I think DJ Moore's staying on this football team. I think he'll be a part of this team next year. I don't think that there's any, what's the right trade? You know what I mean? It's not going to be for the draft capital, because draft capital wise, you're getting maybe a 5th round pick for DJ. 4th?
Yeah, I would say 5th.
Because of the contract that you got to take on if you're taking back straight draft capital. They also have to take on that dead cap number if you're doing that. Like, there isn't a right trade for DJ Moore outside of going after a Simmons, a Max Crosby, again, we keep throwing the pie in the sky situation. I feel like at this point we're just like throwing it out there and like praying that it might happen. Myles Garrett, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going after big name, or if I'm going after names, right? And I think this may heat up again after the AJ Brown situation is done. Where are you moving on from DJ on this team? Now, one thing the Athletic did say, and I think this is something to point out as well. They were talking about this with DJ and Caleb's relationship, and Owen saying this kind of just made me think of this. GMs around the NFL believe that Caleb and DJ just aren't on the same page. Would you, if you're the Bears, let's put you in this situation. Would you, if you feel that Caleb Williams and DJ Moore aren't on the same page, lower a deal that is worth it for your trade value to get people in there that seem more comfortable with him? Rome definitely had some comfort with Caleb there. Luther for sure, Colston for sure. Luther and Colston 100%. Would you say that 5th round pick is acceptable because we need this not in the way of the comfort level of where these guys are at?
I wouldn't necessarily go that route. I don't think it's an issue of comfort for DJ Moore and Caleb, because you've seen, and I've even have to admit this, because I thought there was an issue with the just the chemistry between those two guys, especially in the first year more so. But it's come along stronger, especially in the most critical moments. You saw, some of the best plays of this year. Number one being the throw the bomb to DJ Moore to win the game against the Packers. You saw when he went to DJ Moore on a route into the end zone against the Packers in the playoffs as well. And so there's been a lot of moments. I think we just kind of hang our heads off of the last one where they weren't on the same page, that kind of ended our season. But if you want to look at the overall picture, I think it's getting better. I think you would be stunting the growth, as Owen Spencer mentioned, of Caleb if you were to take him off the team. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that Rome gets back to being the player that we thought he could be, especially when he started out last year healthy and was really putting up some good numbers in the first couple of games. And then you also have more reliability with Luther Burden, who came on strong at the end of the year. And then, of course, that connection with Colston Loveland is probably going to be top tier, going to him all the time as well. And then, of course, you have your backs that you can go to as well. So for me, I don't think it's that urgent for us to move on from DJ. If we're not getting a big fish in the free agency, and you go the route of a Bradley Chubb or Khalil Mack or I forgot the other guy that just got released from Kansas City. He was released from Kansas City. Mike Dana, I believe is his name, who is a decent defensive end guy, had some decent numbers, just kind of fell out of favor in that rotation. But you got some guys there. And so if we're going through the draft and really looking to address it that way,
That
and not
straight
need-
slipped under my radar. I did not realize Mike Dana had gotten released.
Dude, Mike Dana is
Mike
he's
Dana's a solid player, bro.
Yes, I don't know why they let him go, but there was
Well,
something
they broke.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That is true. They probably will be getting somebody good in the draft. So that's my thing is I think you stand pat with DJ because I think it will do you more good for him to be on this team, just to make sure that the other receivers kind of continue to improve and Rome gets back to normal and Luther continues to improve. You need that veteran presence if he's not going to hurt you. Obviously, the only problem I've always had was the $27.5 $1 million contract per year. You're not getting the technically the production that you need out of a contract like that. But if it's not going to hurt you in the way of needing money to afford these free agents, then I'm fine with DJ being on the team.
Oof, Mike Dana had a rough season last year though. But
how many sacks did he have?
He's not a sack guy at all. He's never been a sack guy. He's been a run stuff guy. But I do think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. Now, again, I don't really care about the Pro Bowl. I don't know how he got in or whatever, but Mike Dana's a solid little player. That'd be an interesting get.
Dana.
34 solos. Okay, all right. But no, yeah, listen, here's my thing with DJ is I think we look at his contract and so we get mad about what he's asked to do. That's not his fault. We look at his contract and we get asked about we get mad about the role that he's asked to play. That's not his fault. Why aren't you throwing the football to DJ Moore in that first Packer game more? Because DJ was helping other guys get open. DJ was running, as Jason McKee calls them, for the love of the game routes or clear out routes. He's running deep routes over the top. Luther Burden and Colston Loveland are eating underneath. Why aren't we getting DJ more of it? It's not what he's being asked to do. That's not DJ's fault. And I think because of that, we look at it and say, well, DJ's expendable. And I go back to what Ben Johnson said when he talked about DJ Moore. Essentially, now again, this could be pumping him up, right? They're trying to up their trade value, saying for a young quarterback, we got to have this guy. You can't not have a DJ Moore. You cannot replace a DJ Moore.
He's not replacing everybody.
You can't replace anybody on the team. But when he talked about, I'm trying to pull the quote up here. When he talked about DJ Moore, where is it at? It was his impact on the 2025 offense. It was immense. He probably knew all the roles of the receivers better than anybody else we had in that room. The X, the Z, the F. It really didn't matter. He was the guy we knew that we could count on. If guys go down, which they did, he can step in. There really wasn't anything we shied away from in terms of a route tree that he could not do at all three positions. He can run every route on every tree at every position. But because of what he was asked to do in certain games, we look at it and say he's not important. I think and again, this could be just hyping him up, but we also saw it. DJ Moore didn't miss a game and we knew he was hurt the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that his body was shredded the entire season. And he fought his way out there. So I look at DJ, and it's not to say that the Bears will never trade him, but I do look at him in this situation that like we have brought up multiple times, and I go, it's gonna be for the right situation. It's going to be for a draft capital or for a player that the Bears feel is worth it to move on from. It's not just going to be get DJ Moore off of this team to create time for younger guys to come up through the ranks.
Yeah.
Super chat from Bears Junkie says if Alvaro Reese drops into the teens, would it be a good idea for the Bears to trade up for him? It can kill two birds with one stone, linebacker and edge, but it seems like DA doesn't like tweeners. Keep DJ.
Ain't happening.
Yeah, you're not moving up.
No.
I'll be honest with you. If you're not moving up, if you're not moving heaven and earth to go get Max Crosby, you're probably not moving up there. And I get different situation with the contract and stuff like that, but you're probably not moving heaven and earth to move up and go get take a chance on a rookie. Now he looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal.
He's
JC,
literally
keep your pants on.
Yeah, and look, hey, I already put out a video on him. He literally is one of the top 5 prospects in all of the draft. He's not dropping into the teens. If he drops to anywhere past 10, I'll buy everybody a steak in the city of Chicago. Like that's not happening. So even if you were to move up into
Put on the mask.
17 to 15.
They probably would actually move him up in the draft. They'd be like, oh, this guy takes care of his body. It wouldn't even hurt him anymore with the weed gas mask.
Bro, that wouldn't happen. I don't that's not a realistic thing. I think Arvell Reese will be going way past 10. But I mean, that's wishful thinking.
Before 10.
Again, what's that?
You said past 10, before 10.
Yeah, 14. I'm sorry. And so I do not think that, the DA again doesn't like tweeners because Arvell Reese reminds me of, bro, I can't think of his name. He was a prospect out of Clemson. He was like a hybrid too. He was a linebacker and a dude that did pretty much everything. This was like maybe over 8 or 9, 10 years ago, and he was okay in the NFL, but coming out of Clemson, he was a dog. Like everybody thought he could do it all. He had like
He's still in the league?
great. Was it?
He's still in the league?
Maybe. I'm trying to see if anybody knows who I'm talking about because he was a beast. He was tall. He was a linebacker and a safety like hybrid.
Isaiah Simmons.
That's exactly who Arvell Reese reminds me of. He has that type of ceiling, but Isaiah Simmons didn't really do what we thought he was going to do in the league, like wreak havoc. It'd be like that Micah Parsons clone where he's all over the field.
He's also on a god-awful defense. He's also on a god-awful defense. But he's gone
he's older now, I think, right? Yeah, he's been in the league for a minute.
Well, he's 6 years in the league now.
Vic Beasley was another one. Good call. Go celebrate. But Vic Beasley.
I'm trying to think. Who is he with the Packers? He's with the Packers now, ain't he?
Isaiah Simmons. That you might be right. He's moved around because he didn't start with them. He's been on a few teams because he didn't realize his potential. But that again, that's the Arvell Reese that Panther. Okay.
He's with the Panthers. Yeah, he didn't do a lick of nothing last year.
Yeah, no, he's not what he was
taking
supposed
8th
to be.
overall to 6'4", 238. Was he hurt last year? Jesus, he did nothing last year.
Bro, he didn't live up to the hype. He was. You look at the tape at Clemson. He could do everything, and so I say that to say yes. DA doesn't like those type of tweeners, those hybrid guys. I mean, they look exciting. I like Arvell Reese, but I don't think DA would even take a chance on a guy like that. You know, he wants more sure prospects that have kind of a high floor in a sense. So that's the route that I think he's going to take.
Yeah, we'll see. I think you're locked in on that one. Hey, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. One more thing that we got to get to before we get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always, man. JC got this little nugget yesterday. Surprising, a little nugget. Surprising. I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be a big nugget. Like if we're talking about nugget size here. Hold on. No, this is the bigger conversation than what I'm about to talk about. Wait a minute. Do you think when people say this is a nugget, they're talking about chicken?
Oh, you think no, of course not. I know what they actually are talking about. I'm making a joke. I don't think about food 24/7, Pat. I'm just making a joke, man. I'm running with it. I don't think about nuggets and chicken nuggets all day. I was going with the joke. Think about it with Chick-fil-A grilled nugget. I had some grilled Chick-fil-A nuggets like 4 days ago. You watch it, all right? You It's not what I meant, okay? I know what nugget means. It's like a little
Steak
gem, a
nuggets
little find,
instead of steak nugget.
a diamond in the rough. I know what it means.
Oh,
Everybody, now everybody's earned a steak nugget.
Because you went Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, wait a minute, does he think when people say a little nugget here, they're talking about chicken?
No.
Are we talking a McNugget, or are we talking about a prime Chick-fil-A grilled nugget?
I'll never ever get McDonald's nuggets ever again. All right, I like a quality nugget. If we're talking nuggets,
I mean, listen, if we're talking nuggets here, McDonald's is the original nugget. Who's now?
Original
Wendy's
what?
is falling off. I like a crisp nugget, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
my girlfriend says the same thing.
I like a crisp nugget.
I want a real nugget. All right, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm getting me a grilled, nice. They got a good flavor to them nugget. I don't even mind.
Well, see, I would say
nugget.
Chick-fil-A is hitting you with the fried nugget as well.
Yeah, they're fine with the Polynesian
The fried
sauce,
nugget
right?
is a crispy nugget. I don't like a wet nugget.
Well, back to your normal nugget. Okay? Yeah, talk about chicken.
Hey, bro. Hey, Black History Month just ended. And we sitting here talking about chicken on stream. Dang it.
Steve-O said, I need a Snickers. I'm not myself, but I haven't eaten a nugget.
But no, it seems as if, per this ESPN report, I believe Jordan Schultz was in on this, that Tremaine Edmunds actually is having some real trade value around the NFL circles, which surprised me because if I'm a contending team, if I'm a team that is looking at Tremaine Edmunds, why wouldn't you just wait till he was cut? Like the Bears are going to cut him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Don't tell nobody
the Bears are going to cut him.
No, Pat.
But it seems like this is picking up a tremendous amount of steam, and that teams were calling about Tremaine Edmunds over the draft combine. Any surprise from you here, JC, that Tremaine Edmunds is picking up some trade value? I mean, if you're a team that feels like you have to have him and maybe you don't think you'll be available to get him in free agency once he is cut, I guess I get it from that standpoint. But he's also probably not looking to come to your team if you're not in contention standards at this point, I would think.
No, I'm not surprised that he's getting traction and getting a lot of attention around the league because, bro, and this is the crazy thing about Tremaine. Every time I think Tremaine is older than he actually is, I look at his age, I'm like, he's still only 27. He's been in the league, I think, 8 years. This dude's been in the league since he was coming out the womb. Like he doesn't get old, and so
he came in young. Remember, he came in at, I think he came in at 21. Maybe.
No, he had to be younger because I think he's been in the league 8 years. I feel like he's been in the league 8 years. Check that for me because I feel like I just read something.
I'm the stat guy now. No, it's fine.
No, I literally.
No, I'm looking it up now.
8 years.
2018, 19, 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's been in the league 8 years.
8 years, bro. So this dude was a literal teenager coming out of high school.
Yeah.
it's 19 years old, dude.
How'd he pull that off? Yeah, 19. Yeah.
I don't know. Hey,
I mean,
look, that's the thing is that a lot of teams feel like he's been a very good player. I mean, before he got hurt, again, you even noticed that he said he was playing at a Pro Bowl level, and he was doing his job. And so again, he's just a cap casualty. And so I'm sure that there will be teams that we chomping at the bit to get him. But yeah, it doesn't make sense that they're not waiting for him to just get cut. But hey, nobody's saying we're going to cut him then. I wouldn't put that out there. If you want him, hey, give us a 4th or a 5th for him. I'll take it. I'll take some trade value.
I mean, listen, any value you're going to get from Tremaine Edmunds is going to be better than just cutting him and letting him go.
Yeah.
3 teams that are interested in Tremaine. This came out this morning, or I should say, this morning was Hold on, give me a sec. Because I said Jordan Schultz. I'm sorry, Jeremy Fowler reported that the Tennessee Titans, the New York Giants, and the Las Vegas Raiders are teams that have high interest there. Again, 3 teams that would not be able to get him. 3 teams that if the Giant, why would he sign with the Giants?
That would be a crazy defense if he did.
You know,
but yeah.
I mean, it looks good on paper, right? But like, why would he sign with the Giants? There's no reason to really. I can go to better football teams and get good money. I'm not taking a chance on Jackson Dart when I could possibly walk over and play with Justin Herbert.
Dart and Scatterbo with that defense, though. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns.
People have a lot more faith in Jackson Dart than I do's ability to stay healthy, by the way, as well.
The health is a concern.
That's
right.
always my big thing with Jackson Dart. It's like, I think he's a tremendous player, but he also was concussed in 55% of his games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
That's a problem.
That's a lot of games. Brian Daboll, I always love that. That's going to go down as an NFL history picture. By the way, met Brian Daboll this weekend. Cool dude. This week, nice. I should say.
Well, nice.
Will he play? Is he alive? We have to get him back out there. Russ can't throw this ball. Brandon Green said Tremaine from Max Crosby. That'd be hilarious. If you can find a way to turn a dude that you're about to cut into Max Crosby, I would almost be willing to give up the 2 firsts at that point because of how much less of a deal it is.
You're talking about straight up for Max? Man, Brandon, I will send a steak to Japan if that happens. Tremaine from Max?
Why are you sending a steak to Japan?
A Wagyu steak to Japan because Brandon lives in Japan.
Okay. That actually did make sense. Okay.
He's like, why am I sending this?
I didn't connect that Brandon is in Japan. That makes sense. Okay. I was sitting there, I'm like, what the heck?
Wait a minute.
He's just sending steaks places. This guy.
I got food. I got nuggets. I got steaks. I got everything going on right now.
Yeah, dog. I mean, I would say if you can do it, yeah, run to the bank with it. But again, I just don't see this world where Tremaine Edmunds, where it makes sense to trade Tremaine Edmunds, unless you are one of these teams that feels like he's a difference maker for you.
Yeah.
And I guess shout out to you. If you want to be dumb and trade draft capital, I'll take it.
It is kind of silly.
There's no logic to it.
Why wouldn't you just wait for us to let him go?
Well, because then you got to pay him more. Right? If you can get him in here at $15 million and he can come onto the team and maybe you can sit there and be like, yo, like, get working in here, fall in love with the coaches. Like you're doing I'm going to trade for you to take a chance and see if we can get you convinced to stay here for the future. But have fun. Like I'll take it. And it's the weirdest story that came out of last week. Like seeing this yesterday, I literally left and was just like, I think that would be the best thing for the Bears because you're getting something for them. But the dumbest thing for any team. Here's my thing with all of it. And this feels weird because it's almost like I'm arguing against the Bears trading for it. But like, if you're the Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans, don't you need that draft capital? Like, even if it's a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a football team right now.
I would say Tremaine is probably better than any prospect you would get in the 5th round. So maybe they're fine with that. Maybe that's the argument. But I would
agree.
I don't know.
I would agree. But I feel like you can't be looking to take chances on guys. Now again, Tremaine's only making what's he making? $17 million next year. Like it is a little bit of a cap friendly kind of contract, but we'll see what ends up happening, man. I don't know.
Most for linebackers.
I don't know what the future of that will be, but if the Chicago Bears can find a way to squeeze a pick out of that, I'd absolutely love it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We're gonna get up out of here, man, because Back in the groove of things, I got a lot of content I got to record here. Over the
Yeah,
next
I got
couple
to
of
drop
days,
them at 12. I'm still working.
He's got
on
a
it.
drop coming at 12. Make sure that you're tapped into the channel. If you haven't hit that notification bell, hit that notification bell now and select all notifications, because JC has been dropping every day just about on draft prospects, and we got plenty of prospects to get through over the next. When is the draft? April 6th? Over the next
Sounds
month,
about right.
the month and a half, something like that. April 15th, somewhere in there. Either way, whenever the draft is, that is when Jordan JC will stop dropping, because we'll have players on the team by then. Appreciate y'all for showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. It's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again for Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.
April 23rd to the 25th in
April
Pittsburgh.
23rd, baby. So yeah, over the next month and a half, 2 months, just about. Yeah.
By the way, shout out to you real quick, man. I don't know if you saw Hayes really put some good video out there. You and Kenny, man, y'all are leading the way.
Trying to get on Kenny Beecham level. He's
Hey man, I kind
good
of put out my own thing. I think you already there. You're just in a different realm than them.
definitely in a different realm. Definitely in a different realm.
You touching shoulders with a lot of really dope people, just like he is. I don't know if you under him.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not underselling it. It's a blessing to be here the entire time. I appreciate everybody.
Shout out to you.
Who rocks with the journey, man. We'll get
Now
you
we
guys
just
on
need
it.
we just need a chicken nugget deal from you. We'll be all good.
Yeah, I got a nugget for you.